mad. See you next Tuesday. I love him. He's got a great social media presence. He tells people to fuck off. He tells them to stick it up their ass. He's a champion.
I love that video where he couldn't get the Chinese message out and then he just goes on a rant about how difficult the language is.
Yeah, and we can speak Mandarin and Chinese dialects because there's two.
Cantonese and Mandarin.
Yeah, exactly. He can speak them both. That's a big ask. Like, it's one of the hardest languages in the world to learn if you're not a native speaker. Anyway, Ruddy, he's a champion. Like, he got knifed by Murdoch.
Yes.
We all know that.
Oh, he's on the rant now for more.
And he's going hard.
Oh, yeah.
And it's great to see. But look, he has actually just recently been mistaken for an Uber driver.
Really?
He was out at Noosa. So he's pissing up at Noosa with the trees and the kids, obviously, having a few scoos.
The Noosa is, if you don't know where Noosa is, international listeners, Noosa.
Like the Florida of Australia.
No, Noosa is more like...
Cancun.
No. 35 to 50-year-olds go there and it's like schoolies. And if you don't know what schoolies is, then...
Ask Steve. Anyway, so basically he's gone out for a succulent meal with the fam bam and basically came out. It's raining, so Kev dropped the family off to the restaurant.
Yeah,
and he was driving around to find a park because he's not proud. He doesn't
We've all been there.
He doesn't go, I'm the former Prime Minister. You bloody let me park in a disabled space.
Hang on a minute. Doesn't he have one person that hangs around him just in case?
Yeah, I think they all do
at all times.
Yeah, but they hangs back in the shadows and just watches and. Jumps in front of bullets and shit like that. But anyway, whatever. So Kev drops off the fam. He's driving around the car park, right? Jessica Rudd then...
That's his
daughter. Mm. She said she thought she saw people pile into Dad's car, but she said maybe it was just an Uber of the same model of car.
Yep.
Anyway, so here's her tweet. Dad just dropped us off at a restaurant in Noosa that went to find a park because it's raining. I thought I saw some people pile in his car, but I told myself it wasn't. It just must be a similar looking car. Then she follows up. It wasn't. It was Dad's car. The lovely but tipsy crew had been at the restaurant since lunch and asked for a lift to Hastings Street. Said they'd pay him. He said he'd give them a lift. Took them half to ride to discover who the driver is. He's back at the restaurant now.
Ruddy's gone and dropped off four pissed louts.
Yep, they've just jumped in the car and said, Hastings Street, please, mate. And Ruddy's like, oh, yeah, righto, all right.
Hang on a minute. Don't when I've never used an Uber, so I can't really speak from experience. And I'm one of those old ones that likes the cabs. But I want to ask, don't they already know where they're going with that ride share app?
Yeah, they're meant to. But the thing is, it sends you a photo of the car, the make and model of the car, right?
Yeah.
So if it's a silver Commodore or whatever, it says silver Commodore.
Yeah.
Arriving now.
Yeah.
And you basically look at the app and you go, oh, there's a silver Commodore.
Yeah.
And if you've been at the pub since lunch, now don't forget it's dinner time. Ruddy and fam have gone out for dinner, not for lunch. If you've been drinking solid for a good 4, 5, 6 hours... Yep. And you see, the silver car, and your old mate's gone, I've called the Uber, yep, silver car, righto. And you just going to pile in, aren't you? There's the Uber, jump in. They happen to get in with the Honourable ex-Prime Minister Kevin Rudd, who's gone, sweet, all right, boys, where you off to?
It's probably the Aussiest thing that I could see him doing it as well. Like, you can't make this shit up.
All right, now, K-Money was later quoted to say this, right? While many of us would have said, yeah, nah, I'm not your ride, mate, Kevin said, no worries.
Make a good story.
Then Jessica added later that it took the booze lot half the ride to realise that it was actually K-Rudd behind the wheel. Rudd then backed up the story, saying what was a man to do, and he said these blokes are standing around getting soaked with no Uber in sight.
That's Aussie.
And here's his tweet. Guilty as charged. 4 young Melburnians getting drenched in a Queensland subtropical downpour at Noosa last night with no Uber in sight. So what's a man to do? Good kids. Hope they've had some fun up there.
Good on him.
That is the most Australian thing ever.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yep.
If that was Scott Morrison, he would have shat his pants like he did at that Macca's, right? Yeah. Shat his pants, called for Secret Service.
Yeah.
These poor boys would have got a flogging, left out in the gutter in the rain, and probably...
That's why I'm questioning, where's old mate on the special Secret Service? Where was he?
Probably having a smoke in a car park down back somewhere, just not watching.
In the pouring rain?
Yeah. Well, Jessica didn't seem too concerned. She just went, some dude's got in Dad's car, be right. Ruddy could probably throw a couple. Like if the push come to shove, I reckon Ruddy would headbutt you to death.
He'd headbutt you to death?
Yeah, I just think he's got that like SAS look.
No, I think he'd say, look, you'd try and quell the situation. He'd be like...
Oh, you probably would.
He'd quell the situation and go, well... in all fairness, and let me just respond by this, and consider this. Wadoosh! Because, when he used to get attacked, he would well, consider this, and he would just try and tactfully destroy you.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was low-key burn.
It was a low-key burn.
But you know what? I want to get pissed, and then I want to get into an Uber, and I want to discover it's ruddy.
Yeah,
that would be a dream.
It would be. But then again, you take that two ways. You'd be like, oh, geez, Kevin, you're down on your luck. You got to drive as well.
I'd take him in and buy him a beer.
Would he accept it, though? No. See, I'm driving, you see.
I'll give him a light.
Give him a light.
Give him a light.
There you go. I wouldn't mind catching an Uber with Kevin Rudd. That's a great story. I wonder if they got photos with him as well.
Hopefully.
They would have been great. So, listen, next time you book your Uber or your ride share or, I don't know, whatever bloody companies out there, there's a billion of them at the moment. I just take the taxi. We don't have all the old drivers like we used to. They used to take me shopping right up to the door for me. Now they're on their little headsets in their ear talking away to their home country. That's it. I just want my groceries taken to the door and they don't do it anymore. Kevin wouldn't do that. Kevin's nice. I'd fuck him.
The battle. This is gonna be good.
With Benny and Az.
It's very well known that you're a fan of the puss. So you like having cats at home.
I do like stroking a puss here or there.
Yep. So
ginger ones, black ones, white ones.
Yeah, you've had a number of puss over the years. Of course, now you're pussless.
I am.
That's very sad.
No pussy.
No pussy in the house now. Are you considering getting another feline?
Eventually, yeah. We'll rescue.
Rescue?
Yeah, adopt, don't shop.
Have you? Yeah, well, that's exactly right. Have you spoken about it?
Yes.
And
we're enjoying our freedom from a small furry devil that demands food at 3 o'clock in the morning at the moment.
3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, he used to.
Wow.
He was senile in the end.
I understand.
He was gorgeous, but he was senile.
Yeah, I understand.
But yeah, it's nice actually not to have anyone rely on me for life again, because I probably shouldn't be looking after anyone because I'm irresponsible and usually drunk. And
well, yeah, I saw your son the other day. I mean,
he's still alive.
He's still alive and employed once again now.
Yes,
got another job.
Yeah, he's head chef at a retirement village now.
I said it mustn't be too hard. All you do is just throw all the food in or blender and bang. That's
He told me a story. Actually, you love this. He told me a story of this old duck that's at the retirement village. Now it's a private one, not one of those ones where they bath them in Kero.
Yep.
So it's an expensive one, right?
Yeah.
And there's this one old duck, and he said she's about 95, 96. She's old.
She's got a couple of good runs on the board.
Yeah, she's got a big innings ahead of her, but she's had a gut full. She just doesn't give two rats anymore.
She walking around going, I just want to die.
She just
take me there.
More or less, she just, every time he sees her, and every time she puts in dinner and lunch orders and whatnot, all she wants is a sausage roll.
That's
This old duck wants a sausage roll for breakfast, sausage roll for lunch, sausage roll with a tea. And a cup of tea.
Yep.
She don't give two shits no more.
She got a predilection towards any type of sauce? Or?
He didn't actually mention. Probably a bit of Tommy, I reckon. Maybe she mixes it up. Tommy in the morning, barbecue, then maybe some mustard.
See, I think that's like talking Japanese to me, or me attempting to understand it. I can't put barbecue sauce on a sausage roll. It just doesn't work.
Look, I do the naked snag roll. I don't sauce
look, if it's a nice hot one, a naked goes good because then the phyllo pastry or the pastries...
You get the flavour. If it's a good one. If it's like one of those pre-frozen horrible things, then you cover it in a dead horse.
I don't buy those types of things anymore because I can tell you why. For some reason, sometimes I just get a little bit of bone in there and I can't stand it. I can't stand chomping on bone.
Possibly made a horse too.
Horse?
Yeah. Lower grade, or the budget version, the budget conscious versions of meat products and meat byproducts. Never actually worked out or researched what a meat byproduct is. I don't want to know.
Because I know that hot dogs are lips and arschlock.
Yeah, hoofs and snouts.
Lips and arschlock.
Yeah, scrotums.
I don't want to have it. Are you sure is that the reason why she wants a sausage roll breakfast,
I think
lunch,
she
and
just
tea?
Doesn't care anymore, and she just wants to live out
sausage roll.
She just wants to live out the last couple of years in peace and just, like, if you're at 98, say, okay, if we spend our lives looking after our figure, our fitness, and keeping the whole body as a temple thing rather than the body as a nightclub that's kind of gone out of fashion. If we didn't drink, didn't smoke, didn't do anything except jog 500 miles every day and push yourself and hate yourself because you ate one too many calories and you get to 98, happy days. If that was me, I'd crack out the bourbon, the cigars, the chocolate, the fried foods, and I'd just be like, leave me alone. I've been here nearly 100 years. I want to just eat and drink myself into a stupor. And if this old girl, all she wants to do is eat sausage rolls, then she should be allowed. But the nanny state, Benny, it's the nanny fucking state, right? The nanny state won't allow this poor old girl who was around to see probably the end of the First World War and the bloody beginning of the Second World War.
And all of the Second World War.
She can't have 3 sausage rolls a day. She gets 1.
When do they give it to her? Lunch?
No, she gets to choose.
Oh, right.
So my son usually attends once every couple of days and goes, all right, love, you know I can't give you a sausage roll every day, every meal, every day. We've got to give you some other stuff. What would you like? I just want a sausage roll, darling. Could you just sneak me a sausage roll?
Does he make one, or does he run out and grab one from the local bakery?
I think they have one of the local bakeries, like, deliver. So he basically heats them up.
Right.
Yeah, so. But he goes to find out what she wants for tea because they've got a fairly large... It's not just like, you know, how they used to just get the Bain Marie full of slop and you get slop A or slop B, like at the hospital, right?
Yeah.
It's not that. So they actually do cook individual meals. They've got 4 or 5 they can choose from each day. And he goes, look, these are what's on the menu. What would you like? Do you want this, that, the other? And then he reasons with her and I said to him, mate, I get that you've got to follow the law and if she just eats sausage rolls, she'll die and stuff. But you know, have you ever
clog her up too?
Yeah. Have you ever thought about just hoofing on your break? Because you don't smoke, you don't do anything. You just sit on your phone for 20 minutes on your break. Have you just wandered down to, you know, the old Vietnamese bakery down the road and just buy a sausage roll and just take it to her and leave it, you know, like near a door or something and just knock on the door and piss off? And he's like, I have, but nah, because she'll tell all the other girls.
Ah, right, yeah.
And they all love him.
So in the TV room, just like, you know what he did for me? Got me slipped me the sausage roll.
He's like, they all love him because they all remind them of their grandchildren.
Oh, but they all do.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, it's terrible some days because they're all, they just want to talk and they always tell me I'm not allowed to stand around and talk because every now and again, if they're light-staffed, he's going to hate me. That's all right, he doesn't listen to this podcast.
By the way, we are talking about cats, but we'll come back to that.
We will come back to that. He takes the drinks trolley and whatnot around every now and again if they don't come in. So he's got a presence, and they know when he's around. But the problem is he just sits and talks to them all. They all just start chatting to him, and he gets chastised for not being quick enough handing out the little packet of Arnott's and the cup of tea. So.
Wow. So who's bosses?
Yeah,
because you're not doing it quick enough.
Yeah, pretty much.
But all these old ducks just want to do is have a chat.
Yeah, and a sausage roll.
Rather than leaving them in their cells, so to speak.
You got to roll them out to finger paint once a week, don't you?
Hey?
They roll them out to finger paint. There was a thing,
actually, can I say, there was a thing I saw on the ABC recently where they conducted an experiment where they took people from aged care to a kindergarten.
Right.
And they were trying to test to see whether or not interaction with children improved their mental state.
Yep.
And results did because they absolutely love being around the kids.
Yeah.
And the kids loved having grandparent type of people around, and they included them in activities like finger painting, all that kind of thing.
Because otherwise you just warehouse them away.
That's exactly right. It was amazing. It'll be on ABC iView. Look, I have no affiliation with the ding, 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 but you can have a look at that there. Can we go back to cats now?
I suppose so.
Let's talk about puss, okay?
All right.
Okay, so there's a song that's come out and a band that's been released, a metal band made up entirely of cats.
Nice.
Have dropped their first single for charity. The band is called Cat Terror, and the song is called Hunger of the Beast. It's in a charity effort to benefit a local cat rescue in Brooklyn, New York. Now, the rescue's name, Whiskers A Go-Go. Would you like to hear the song?
I really do want to hear some of this.
Okay, so this is some of Cat Terror. Check this out. Here it is. That means feed me at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, it does.